Good evening. Welcome to Klein-Klein High School. I'm Katie Lindler and I'm one of the orchestra directors here. We are so excited for you to join us either in person or on our live stream to celebrate our seniors that are sitting behind us on stage. They've worked really hard and we're really glad that we can give them this opportunity this year. A couple of things just to highlight. Please stay in your seats the whole time. We're unable to move about, and make sure that your mask is on at all times. This performance is also being recorded and will be sent out, so please keep your electronic devices away so that it's not distracting to the students. And lastly, after the performance, we ask that all families exit the back of the auditorium and go on outside. Your students will be exiting out of the Fine Arts hallway and can meet you outside as well. So we really hope that you enjoy this performance.
Good evening. My name is Sundas Mahuchong, and I'm the Director of Orchestras here at Klein-Klein High School. Like Ms. Lindler said, I would like to echo and welcome you to our auditorium for our first ever senior pinning recognition ceremony and performance. Whether you're here in front of us tonight or joining us on the live stream, we are so excited to provide this opportunity and share some live music with you for the first time. I think these kids told me today that the last time they were on this stage was almost a year ago. So this is really awesome. We are really excited for this opportunity. The students in front of you have dedicated between 7 and 12 years of their lives to bettering themselves as musicians. Getting to this point in orchestra takes consistent, dedicated practice. It takes hours and hours of frustration, blisters, calluses, sweat, and even tears to get to this point. And I'm so proud to play a small part in honoring how far they have come tonight. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start our senior recognition ceremony. So the senior pin is presented to all Klein-Klein Orchestra seniors as a symbol of their commitment to their instrument and this orchestra program. Seniors, I hope you wear this pin with pride, as it is only a small token of our appreciation for everything that you've done for this orchestra program in the past 4 years. When I call each student's name, they will stand, and family is also invited to stand in the audience. We are blessed with like 38 seniors tonight, so I would ask that you hold your applause until the end. We are also going to be honoring our seniors that are on Zoom, so everyone will have their moment, and we will recognize each of them. Just to let you know, I did ask them the question, what does music making mean to you? And they had some really profound and thoughtful responses. So I included some of them in the printed program, and we did print enough nice programs for one per family, so if you didn't get one, you can grab one after the performance. I also am going to read some of them to you. I'm not going to read all of them because I wanted to save some of them for later, and some of them asked me not to share, so I'm going to respect that, but that's what we're doing, just in case you're wondering why your child's quote wasn't read or something like that. Please check the program too. Okay, so here is the senior pinning ceremony. The first senior in our senior class is Camden and Reese. Camden, can you stand? Is he standing? Yeah? Okay. Camden is a violinist in the Sinfonia Orchestra, and he's been playing the violin for 8 years, and his family is also here tonight. Our next senior is Alyssa Benavidez. Alyssa is in our concert orchestra. She plays the violin, and she's been playing violin for 8 years, and her family's here tonight too. Our next senior is Aiden Byrd. Aiden plays the cello in chamber orchestra. He's been playing cello for 8 years, and he says, music means sharing my passion with others. The next senior is Kirsten Biersterbosch. She's a violinist in the chamber orchestra, and she's been playing violin for 8 years. The next senior is Jonathan Bruce. He plays the violin in the Philharmonic Orchestra. He's been playing violin for 7 years. Our next senior is Avalon Daniels. She is joining us from the Zoom tonight, I think. Oh, she's not here yet. She may be having some trouble. We'll come back to her. Our next senior is Tanya Dimra. She's joining us on the Zoom tonight. She plays the viola in the chamber orchestra. She's been playing the viola for 8 years. And she says, making music means I can forget about the tens of thousands of things on my mind and focus on the notes on the page and the wonderful group of individuals around me. It means letting myself be vulnerable, escaping into a world filled with raw emotion and passion, having unique journeys and stories each time, and doing or feeling all of this with amazing individuals. Our next senior is Michael Diem. He plays the violin in the Philharmonic Orchestra, and he's been playing violin for 8 years. Our next senior is Eric Doe. Eric plays the violin in the Philharmonic Orchestra. He's been playing for 6 years, and he says, I think that the ability to play or make music is a way to escape from the problems of reality. When I'm playing, it's as if I'm in an alternate world, even if only temporary. Our next senior is Stephen Ewell. He plays the cello in the Philharmonic Orchestra. He's been playing the cello for 8 years. Our next senior is Matthias Frost. He plays the cello in the Philharmonic Orchestra. He's been playing the cello for 7 years. Our next senior is Hannah Gannon. She plays the viola in the chamber orchestra. She's been playing the viola for 8 years. And she says, making music is an experience that you can't buy or relive by watching a video. It's a way of engaging with others while making something beautiful. Our next senior is Danielle Gurges. He plays the violin in the chamber orchestra, and he's been playing the violin for 8 years. Our next senior is Emily Gunn. She will join us on Zoom, hopefully momentarily. Our next senior is Sean Herman. He plays the cello in the Sinfonia Orchestra, and he's been playing the cello for 7 years. Our next senior is Danielle Hernandez. She plays the violin in the chamber orchestra. She's been playing the violin for 12 years, and she says, music to me is an escape. It's something I love to listen to and to create. Music is a wonderful land full of opportunity and expression. This art holds a very special place in my heart and will continue to teach me and help me grow. The next senior is Mariano Huerta. She's joining us on the Zoom tonight. There's Mariana. She's a violist in the Philharmonic Orchestra. She's been playing the viola for 8 years. And she says, music is an expression of my feelings that can be memories, good or bad. Music allows me to express all of those feelings inside. Our next senior is Brian Hubb. Brian plays the viola in chamber orchestra, and he's been playing for 8 years. He says, music is a way to express creativity and emotions. Our next senior is Ryan Joseph. He plays the viola in the Sinfonia Orchestra. Our next senior is Hannah Kim. She's joining us on the Zoom. She's a violinist in the chamber orchestra. She's on Zoom right now. And she says, music to me cannot be defined, but as its meaning shifts through the hills and valleys of life, it seems to successfully fulfill one role more than any other, a friend. At times, music is almost like an escape from reality where I can just free myself from any worldly concerns. But in hard times, it becomes that much needed embrace, and seems to understand without a need for explanation. In the same way, I eagerly anticipate moments when I can share even the simplest joys with music, and together we have and still explore the little surprises of life. Our next senior is Hiba Mahmoud. Hiba is joining us on the Zoom tonight. She plays the cello in the concert orchestra. Our next senior is Ricky Moctezuma. He plays the cello in the chamber orchestra. He's been playing for 7 years. Our next senior is Tabby Morales. She plays the cello in the chamber orchestra. She's been playing the cello for 7 years. And she says, music is my life. It's a form of expression that tells what words can't. Our next senior is Emily Newton. Emily plays the viola in the chamber orchestra. She's been playing the viola for 8 years. Our next senior is Luis Ramos. He plays the violin in the Philharmonic Orchestra, and he's been playing the violin for 8 years. Our next senior is Ray Ramos. He plays the violin in the Sinfonia Orchestra, and he's been playing for 7 years. He says, music is a way of expression, an outlet. an experience no other like a roller coaster of emotions. Our next senior is Ren Reyes. Ren is joining us from the Zoom tonight. He's over there. Ren plays the cello in the concert orchestra, and he's been playing for 7 years. Our next senior is Meyer Robinson. Maya is a violinist in the chamber orchestra. She's been playing violin for 9 years, and she says, music is an escape from the harsh reality we live in, and it allows me to catch my breath and remember that everything is going to be okay. Our next senior is Reese. Jared is a violist in the chamber orchestra. He's been playing the viola for 9 years. Our next senior is Mara Salazar. Mara is joining us from the Zoom tonight. You can see her there. She plays the violin in the chamber orchestra. She's been playing the violin for 8 years, and she says music is happiness. Our next senior is Tony Sanfilippo. Tony plays the bass in the chamber orchestra. He's been playing bass for 8 years. Our next senior is Haley Sutton. Haley plays the cello in the chamber orchestra. Our next senior is Gavin Zoe. Gavin is a violist in the chamber orchestra, and he's been playing the viola for 8 years. Our next senior is Armand Tavalai. He's a cellist in the chamber orchestra, and he's been playing the cello for 8 years. He says, music making brings the powers of collaboration, communication, and art together. Each performance is unique to the piece and unique to its musicians. And when skilled individuals come together, the blending of sounds is unmatched. Our next senior is Tyler Tran. Tyler plays the cello in the concert orchestra, and he's been playing for 8 years. Our next senior is Joshua Valdez. Joshua plays the violin in the Sinfonia Orchestra, and he's been playing for 8 years. He says, to me, music means family. It gives me a second family, and a home away from my family. It has offered a way for me to express myself without worrying about what anyone else thinks. Our next senior is Sean Vanderhoffen. Maybe he'll join us from the Zoom. And our final senior tonight is Xavier Washington. Xavier plays the violin in the concert orchestra, and he's been playing the violin for 7 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to present you the Klein-Cain High School Orchestra Class of 2021. Please stand. Your parents want to take pictures, so let's stay standing for a second. Smile.
We love you.
Smile with your eyes. Okay, now look over here. Over here. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Have a seat. You will just give us a couple of minutes. We're going to get your fingers warm, and then we'll present our piece to you. Go ahead and get your fingers warm. for 1 second. I am so sorry, I skipped a name. I forgot to recognize Maggie Muse. She's a senior in the chamber orchestra. She plays the violin. Can we give her a round of applause, please? Thank you so much. I am so sorry. Okay, and I think we are going to go ahead and get ready. So before we perform our piece for you tonight, I would like to thank you all of you parents and you guys, seniors on stage, for allowing me the opportunity to get to know your children and to get to know you guys this year. We know that this year is crazy and ridiculous and frustrating and different, and it's everything sometimes that we didn't want it to be, but through it all, I have to tell you that your kids have made it bearable, because they come in every day ready to make music, and they came together tonight only after one rehearsal to present this piece of music to you. And even though it's just one piece, it's one really important piece, because it's a chance for us to make music right now during all of this live and present this piece to you. So it is truly a privilege to even be a small part of their musical journey, and I can only hope that we have many more after this. So I'm going to make my way to the stage, and then we're going to get started. Go ahead and continue warming up.